So I'm going to talk about the DCS files that are associated and how we can load and manipulate and look or see those files. So first thing we have to talk about is the all of above backup. So an all of above backup is going to save all of your data from the robot outside of the from data, which is fixed read-only memory. And where we get the from data is whenever we take an image backup of the robot. So we're going to go ahead and look at some of these files. So when we take an all of above backup and load it onto a USB memory stick, some of the files that we have that are related to DCS first start off with DCS. So verify, VRFY, is going to be current all contents of DCS parameters that have been written inside of the DCS menu. DCS diff, this is going to be the different contents of your DCS parameters. And then we can go out to the changed, so the last three changes that we've made in that DCS menu with changed 1, changed 2, or changed 3. Next set, these are the more important one. So the DCS pause, this is going to be your position speed check functions. So if you have a set of position speed checks that you want to restore or save or move to a different robot, if you're doing multiples of the same robot, instead of plugging and chugging all those numbers in, we can go ahead and just move that file over. DCS IOC, this is the Safe IO Connect and the comments of all your Safe IO signals. System CIPS, this is your Ethernet IP or DeviceNet safety setup configuration in that DCS menu. Syspass, this is going to be any password related, so like your 1111 application code or system level codes for like admin rights or just different user codes that you would have in the DCS menu. SysPNSF, this is if you have Profinet on your robot. The sysmasking, this is the mastering parameters of the robot. And then we have the system variables or sysvars. This is robot setup data, robot model, defaults for the standard operator panel stuff. So your stop position, prediction, sorry, not standard operator panel. Edit my slide here. Safe IO devices, and then if you have any auxiliary access or external access, it's going to be that additional information in there. So if you're using a PMC and for FANUC, ladders.pmc is going to be the program for your safety PMC. And then safety functions by the FLNet, that's going to be sys FLSF. So the highlighted ones here are the ones that we mostly manipulate and mess with the exception of that ladders.pmc, if that's what you're using. So how we save and restore these files. So the first thing we have to do, if you're out at a robot, you're going to have your memory stick, your flash drive, put into the front of the controller door. This is going to be port UD1. So it's going to be important here in a second. So we're going to go to menu, we're going to go to file, and see how it says MC here. This is saving to my computer currently. So I need to set the device path. So we're going to go to util, we're going to set device, we're going to choose UD1. So I recommend doing all AOA backups or all of above backups on UD1. You can do it on UT1, which is the port on the teach pendant, but it's just a better habit to get into doing your backups on UD1, because usually if you're taking an AOA, especially if it's like the end of shift or end of a day, you're going to be taking an image backup after, and you're going to have to do that through UD1. So it switches to UD1, and notice I have this star period star up here. This tells me that I'm at the top level of my file storage unit. So if I go to all files and I press all files, I'm at the very, very top. If I have any other writing in between my star and the slash, that means I'm inside of a folder, inside of that memory device. So you want to make sure you're on the top level. We're going to go ahead and make directory, and we'll type it in. So when I do my all of above backups, my format is usually the F number of the robot, So F, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Whatever your F number is of that robot, underscore, and then I'm going to tell it what type of backup I'm doing. So AOA for all of above, and then today's date. So today is 9/5/24, and that's going to create the folder inside of my my flash drive. So now I can go ahead and go to backup, and I'm going to do all of above. And then it's going to say delete UD1, this folder, and then back up all the files. Yes. And what that'll do is you'll see the numbers down here for all of those files that we're saving. So this will also save all of your TeachPennant programs as well. It's literally anything that you set up in the robot pendant is going to be accessed there. So now in RoboGuide, this is version 9.4. If you want to check your version of your robot or RoboGuide, you go to Menu, then Utilities, and it'll tell you up here what you're using. So to find out where those files go with UD1, right-click on the bottom of the pendant. You're going to go to Virtual Robot Settings, and then you can see this UD1 path. So I know it's in my C drive, and it's inside of this RoboGuide folder under Robot 1 and then under UD1. So we'll go ahead and track this down quick. So under my C drive, then it's going to be under myself. So it should be under Users, and Keller K. And then we're going to go to Documents, My Work Cells, and then we're going to find the work cell that we're working with. So DCS Certification Cell Final, and then Robot 1, and then UD1, and then here is that AOA that we just took. So if I come inside of here, these are all the different files. There's 121 files that we just seen there. I'm going to go ahead and select, so Control A, and I'm going to pick out those DCS files. Here's our change files. We have our IO connect, our position and speed check. So we'll talk about this one here in a second. For DIO config save. Here's our sysframe, Ethernet IP, and then syspass and mastering data, system variables, and the rest of these I'm just going to go ahead and delete out. So here's all of my DCS files that I would see. So this DIO config save, this is for your digital inputs and output configurations. That's going to be in another video in my lessons that talks about the IO configuration setup with DCS, moving those signals into your DCS menu. But for right now, let's go ahead and get back in RoboGuide. Let's say I want to restore a program file, so a DCS file. And to do this, we're going to go to Function, we're going to cycle power, and we're going to get to the controlled start menu. So we got to go over to Options, and that's going to bring us into controlled start. So the controlled start menu is another sub-level menu that just gives you access to some things that the cold start menu does not give you. You can actually edit position register amounts, and if you want to expand out your user frame or tool frame amounts, you can do that in here as well. But when we load in DCS files, we want to do those through the controlled start menu, just because it is one of those safety type files. So now that I am, for some reason it went back into cold start menu. The process I just did where we go to function 08, that is going to cycle power into the controlled start menu on your robot from the pendant. RoboGuide, for some reason, it didn't like that, so I restarted. So to get to those files, it's just like your cold start menu. You're just going to have limited access on stuff. So we're going to go to menu, then file, and then here is our folder. So we go to enter, and then we're going to get inside of that folder, and here's all those DCS files that we just accessed. So I want to load, let's say, my position and speed checks. All I have to do is cursor down to it. I'm going to go ahead and do restore. So I can either restore all of the above, or if I want to individually do it, I can just press load. It's going to ask me to load. It'll say, you want to convert it? Say yes, loads it in, and you're good to go. So now you just go back to function, you start cold, and then the pendant's going to start back up.